2. As car 33 again has gone 1 kilometer an hour over the pit lane speed limiter, so they haven't adjusted it, but at least they're consistent. Good to know.
Another pit lane speeding violation. Oh, it's a Porsche?
just happened, but birthdays are starting to crop. And there is a Lego version of that. Behind the wheel of that one, and I'm not entirely sure what's going on because the 54 is stopped.
Alongside me for this session, completely black screen on the other absolutely fun.
Mickey Mouse. Maybe he came into a TikTok.
Morning, sports car fans. Racer Magazine's Marshall Pruitt here. Daytona International Speedway, Roar Before the 24, IMSA's season opening, mandatory test. Lots of activity this morning ahead of the very first session. Figure there's a lot of changes this year. New cars, new colors, new drivers, new hats. Let's take a tour. We're going to start off with Prototype. We're going to put GTLM and GTD in separate videos, but figure, hey, let's go look at the DPIs and the P2s and see who we might find and bother and have some fun. So let's wander along. Jeff Brown, Mr. Brown, we have a Nissan DPI behind us here.
We do.
It's not run by Extreme Speed Motorsports. Who's it run by? Who's engineering it?
I'm engineering it. I will use that term loosely. I'm trying to figure it out. It's a little bit different than the Orica we ran last year, but we'll figure it out. We've had it for about 25 days.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've never run a lap with it, so we're here for this extended shakedown is what we're going to call it.
Have you gotten any word from Nismo, the builder of this engine, updates during the off-season, reliability, power, any of that stuff, or is it just plug and play and you'll find out?
Pretty much this engine actually ran petite. This actual engine ran at petite. So, we don't know that much about it, but it seems like the reliability has increased as the year went on, so we're pretty encouraged about that. Like I say, this engine's got the whole petite on it, so we'll continue to run it here. We'll have fresh engines, obviously, fresh engine for the race, but yeah, it's the Ligier JSP217.
We need more letters and acronyms in sports car racing.
Exactly.
The sound you hear, that's America. Wayne Taylor Racing, Cadillac, DPI VR, 5.5 liters of an American V8. Look at this, people just want to film it being warmed up. and I'm gonna go change my shorts. Not a new team, but the JDC Miller program. Oh, hold on, is that White Boy Rick? White Boy Rick, boys and girls, that's Ricardo Westbrook. We have the JDC Miller team, not new to IMSA. These Cadillacs are brand new to them. Hard to miss the yellow, the banana boat theme. Do you like the yellow banana boat colors on your JDC program?
I do, but most important is how fast the car is and how it's going to go. I think the 85 it's a good bunch of people. It's well organized. With the whole thing with Cadillac it's been wonderful. I think they're being very serious about it. So, like I've always told you, I love the series, and I would like to be here a little bit more often than just the Daytona race. So, yeah, I hope I can prove myself again.
These look like proper motor racing vehicles. Of all the things that make these cars really unique, look at the headlights. I can't even tell you what kind of outer space technology is contained here, but that's hardcore. You would also expect that from Team Penske and from Acura. And if you like shiny things, look what they do with presentation at the back. No smudges, nice chrome, just everything Penske perfect. All right, let's go inside and see our friends at Mazda Team Yost. I see my old and dear pal Brad Kettler.
Hello, Marshall.
How you doing?
Greetings. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Well, they haven't kicked you out of the garage yet, so that's a good thing.
Not yet. A day's early.
I like seeing you at the Prototype, brother. It's been a little bit too long.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the opportunity. And yeah, the John Doonan, the Mazda people have really tried to pump up the team. They've done a lot of restructuring. On a big prototype project like this, there's so much to look at. You could get stuck for hours on just one detail. And this car's constructed in a more conventional manner than the Audis we used to work with. So there's NAS bolts and stuff you'd remember off Indy cars. And there's mixtures of all these different things. And there's a lot of concerns about the way all these things go together. And I'm just trying to take the temperature of the guys that I know have a lot of experience and see if I can help them with their job and just kind of go wherever I'm needed.
We've got Timo Bernhard here, boys and girls. I love the fact you are a Porsche man. Exactly. You are a Porsche man for so many years of your life, and yet you have a passion to try and come here and do some things with the Mazda team. I've known you for a while. You know I've always been fond of you. I think I love the fact that you wanted to come be a part of this building Mazda Team Yost effort. Tell me about that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, after I did Petit last year, I was very eager to do the endurance races, starting with Daytona, Sebring, Watkins, and Petit. And then Mazda, came along, and then we talked, and they were very eager, and then to put me on board. And luckily, and I'm very happy that Porsche gave me the permission to do that, because I love prototype racing. I love racing in the US, and like you said, the team really comes together now with Yost, with Multimatic, with Mazda. You have a lot of ingredients which I think can be successful in the future, and yeah. I'm happy to be part of that from Daytona now.
So Timo, this is your world, sports car racing, endurance racing. You've been to the Roar a million times. Do you still have that kind of young feeling, though, when you come here and realize that Rubens Barrichello is here because he wants to be Alex Zanardi, Fernando Alonso? It's an amazing amount of people that come here. Do you appreciate that as well?
100%. And sports car is growing, and the championship is growing, and I mean, I have a big history with IMSA. I mean, I've driven here along many times, and I just enjoy racing here, and that was the motivation to come here. And driving for Team Yost again, I met a lot of old friends and people, and it's quite cool. So being part of also the series again, it's great, and it's one of the best iconic races we have here. With Daytona, with Sebring. I love Sebring. The event and Petit Le Mans, and it's just great.
And here we have, just back from technical inspection, the glorious Juncos Racing Cadillac DPI VR in their always lovely green and white and day glow orange. Love seeing the explosion of Cadillacs, a doubling of entries for this year, 6 for this race. This being from our friends at Juncos, who do some really good things in IndyCar and junior open wheel racing. And here we are now in LMP2 land. Based on the size of that giant honking LMP2 sticker, they want folks to note It ain't a DPI, boys and girls. So this Rolex 24 plan, along with it's a part of some other plans you have for this year, a little IndyCar team. You've bought a new IndyCar chassis. You have this grand plan, which is awesome, to do except for maybe Monaco Formula One, kind of the world's greatest races all in the same year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, and it's funny because we didn't really set out to do that. That wasn't the plan. And as I probably was the last to notice, just head down trying to, close the deal with the IndyCar program. We already had commitments, obviously, to go to the Sebring event, not necessarily part of the 12-hour yet. There's still a chance for that too. But we knew we were going to Le Mans. The customers decided last minute they wanted to come to Daytona. Cool. Then as soon as we signed the engine lease with Chevrolet, I realized, hang on a minute. We're about to do every major motorsport event on the planet outside of NASCAR. And obviously Formula One you can't enter as a one-off, so you can't do that. So yeah, I think it's pretty unique. I don't know anybody that's done it with the same driver, team, and livery across the board, which we're going to be able to do with Ben in this case. Obviously Chip and Roger in different places at the same time. But
Never heard of them.
I have.
Okay. Diff, this is home, right?
Feels like coming home. Yeah.
Us. I mean, this is just the place where we got to know each other. But give me your thoughts and feelings on coming back here after not being able to do sports cars for a little while.
I tell you, the overwhelming thing is no disrespect to competitors in years past, but there was always a few cars or teams that may have been stretching to race at this level.
Couple of donkeys.
When you walk around the paddock now, and even whether it's in the Michelin Pilot Challenge or here in the IMSA WeatherTech paddock, there's some really strong competition, and just the caliber of the teams and the driver lineups, the manufacturer involvement, seriously impressive.
We got to lead Diffie back. That is so good. You going to keep all the guys in the booth straight, or are you going to let them run amok?
Yeah.
That Calvin Fish guy, a little iffy.
Well, it's a privilege to be the tallest in the booth over Calvin and then AJ Armendinger. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we might have to get some steps or something. It's not like the Tommy Kendall Calvin Fish thing, but I think I edge him by about an inch.
You maybe need to get a baby Bjorn for AJ. You kind of just have him strapped on the front of you?
He's excited about being in the booth. He's excited about his transition from full-time Monster Energy NASCAR Cup driving to media, doing a little bit of sports car stuff like racing in the Rolex 24 and maybe a few others. So we got a great setup, throughout the year for the three of us to, well, not Calvin and I because we worked together for so long, but for myself, Calvin, and AJ to blend as a threesome. It's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
He said threesome. Mr. Durrani, I told you this. You signing with this team, with your teammates, it's kind of unfair. I actually think less of you. You're making it really hard on people. Why are you doing that?
Why making it hard? I don't get it. We're starting from
Other
scratch.
people want to win too.
Yeah, but so do us. I need a few more victories to feel a little bit more complete in this series. No, but it's a big pleasure, as I said from the beginning, to be joining forces with Felipe, and obviously we have some catch up to do compared to some of the guys who've been working together for the past couple, 3 or even 4 years. But I think we're gonna find that really quick and gel really well together, especially because we speak the same language. It's a little bit easier.
The language of love.
But yeah, really happy. Couldn't be happier to be joining the champions, and hopefully we can retain this championship in the end of the year.
I'm just saying, if anyone is placing bets on the championship, the 31 car, Felipe Nasr, this guy in particular, it's ridiculous. But it's a good kind of ridiculous. Happy for you, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good for the championship because the competition, it's super strong, and you can see the level going up and up every year. So really happy to be joining forces with him, and step by step we're gonna hopefully make our way up there and stay there from the beginning to the end of the championship.
All right, my man, go get ready for this session. All right, last thing of note, you'll notice if you look back here, there are no other cars. But if we turn the other way, we will notice that both Action Express Racing Cadillacs are in line for this session. Why? It's a point of pride for them to be first in line for every session. Doesn't always work out, but most of the time. But just think about that statement. We're here, we are ready. Where is everybody else? not quite here yet. I love the little subtleties going on with our friends, reigning champions, Action Express Racing.